it's Heidi Allen, founder of the Positive People Army. Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh, I'm outside. It's so nice out here. The sunshine is wonderful. Yesterday we had gorgeous sunshine in Toronto, and today we have gorgeous sunshine again. So I was like, that's it. I am heading outside. I am talking to the army from outside in this gorgeous sunshine. So I hope all of you get outside to really enjoy the sunshine as well today. So I wanted to talk to everybody today because it's our pink post-it of inspiration, but I wanted to talk to everybody today because yesterday I had some really shocking news from an Army member. I had some shocking news that she had just received some shocking news herself that is completely altering her life, 100% altering her life. And her future now is a fight. And it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight for her health. And so I was like, it really made me sit back. I had this moment where I sat back last night. I couldn't get her off my mind, and I couldn't stop thinking about that moment, when all of a sudden you realize, maybe your days are numbered. And the thing is what it really made me think about was a few years ago, I had come across this really amazing saying, and it was a quote that I read, and it really kind of made me step back and reflect on my own life. And it was, there are 86,400 seconds in a day. Are you using one of those to smile? And that in itself kind of shocked me. I was like, oh my God, 86,400 seconds. And as I stood there just watching and looking over this quote, I'm realizing, oh my gosh, how many seconds had I just wasted? How many seconds had I just wasted reading that quote? And I was like, am I wasting time? And at the time when I came across this quote, it was a couple of years ago, and I was really kind of in the midst of, I was at a crossroads in my own life. And the crossroads was, I was in a job that I felt was kind of, hurting my soul. And yet I'd found the Army and I found all of you. And this had become something that was so important to me, but I was navigating between two. And so here I was doing a lot of things in my day and investing a lot of my time into stuff that I didn't necessarily love. And I didn't necessarily know if it's where I should be or what I should be doing. And so it was that moment that I was like, that's it. I need to be appreciating and spending more time enjoying my 86,400 seconds. So I came across this quote right before my family and I had gone away on a vacation. So I was determined. When we went away, that was it. I was going to embrace every 86,400 second that I had in a day. I was just going to live at large. And so we were away, and that's exactly what I did. I had so much fun on our vacation with our family. And then about kind of the fifth day into our 7-day vacation, I started to get anxious again. And I started to get anxious thinking, oh my gosh, I've done such a great job living my 86,400 seconds. But when I get back, am I going to be embracing them just as much? And am I going to still be able to live like this and enjoy life? So that night, of course, the universe is always listening, and always brings us exactly what we need. So that night, my family and I, we went to dinner. And as we walked into the restaurant, there was a woman sitting all by herself at the next table. And we sat down, and I looked over, and she smiled at me. And of course, I smiled back. Then as we all sat down and we, we're waiting for the waitress to come over to get our drink order, all of us were just kind of reminiscing about our day and how much fun we'd had, and we're all laughing and joking and telling stories. And then we ordered our drinks, and as we ordered our drinks, now we took a moment to look at the menu. So of course there was a lull in our conversation. And so as that happened, the solo diner beside us, this woman, took advantage of that quiet time, and she said, "Your family is so lovely." And so I looked over and I said, "Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you." And then I kind of looked at Mike, and when with partners, you can kind of look at each other and you understand what each other are saying. And I kind of looked at Mike and I motioned towards her like this. And Mike completely understood what I meant by that it was, we should invite her to come and join us for dinner. She was sitting all by herself. So Mike, he's so lovely. So he, motioned over to her and said, would you like to sit with us? Would you like to join us for dinner? Well, I think she was definitely craving some conversation, because she jumped up, she grabbed her wine glass, and she came over and sat with us, which was lovely. Her name was Nicole, and she was from Quebec. Nicole sat down and she started telling us the most incredible stories. Here she was traveling alone. She started telling us that, she'd been traveling alone for a while now, and she started telling us about all of her escapades that she had gone on, one after another. Europe, tropical vacations, like she had been everywhere. And when Nicole spoke, like we were all intoxicated with the way she described in detail every place that she went. I was enamored with this woman. She was so full of life, and so full of happiness and joy, everything that she talked about. And then she talked about how she'd had this whirlwind romance with a dancer, and she started going on and on and on about this. And I have to tell you, she was like someone that just stepped out of a Harlequin romance. It was the most amazing evening. The thing that was the most shocking was, like, I couldn't believe just how young and youthful she seemed. And then she told us she was 70 years old. And all of us, like our mouths dropped. I could not believe this woman was 70 years old. She was so young and so full of life. This was someone I was looking at that I felt, wow, she was living 86,400 seconds every single day. So I said to Nicole, Nicole, how do you do this? How do you live life so vibrantly? And she said to me, oh my goodness, Heidi, there have been moments of sadness and anger and hurt and heartache. I've had many of them. And life isn't just about all the happy moments. It's not about just all the joyous, adventures that I've gone on. Life is about those moments too. And I've embraced every single one of those just as much as I've embraced these incredible adventures that I've been on. Because each moment that I've had, good or bad, has contributed to this amazing life that I have. And she said to me, I have to tell you, Heidi, life is terminal. And I was like, what? She said, sweetheart, you don't need to be given a diagnosis that your life is coming to an end. Life is terminal. It always is. From the moment we are born, every day we are getting closer to the moment it's over. So it's up to you, she said. How are you going to embrace every single moment, Heidi? Good and bad, they're all supposed to happen. And I'm like, Nicole, I can't even tell you the gift you've just given me today. Like, I'm at such a crossroads, I told her. I'm at such a crossroads. And learning this quote, I feel that I'm not living all my 86,400. And she said, oh my goodness, sweetheart, good or bad, crossroads, it doesn't matter. They're all so important. So I left that day. We saw Nicole a few other times while we were there. We only had a couple days left. And, I was so grateful that this incredible woman had come into my life and make me realize that every moment is incredible. So Army, our pink post-it is, I will appreciate all 86,400 seconds for whatever they are. You need to start writing them down. Embrace all of them, knowing that they are guiding us and teaching us to go forward, good or bad. They're all supposed to happen. So, like my friend Nicole, who is embracing 86,400 seconds, so large. And now I feel like, good or bad, I embrace every single one of them, knowing that this is my journey. This is my life. And I'm not letting 1 second go by without realizing it was supposed to happen. And I'm supposed to embrace all of them. So Army, what are you doing with your 86,400 seconds? Because that clock is ticking and our life is terminal. So appreciate every single one of them. Hello, Danielle. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you all so much for joining me today to hear my story. And I really hope you realize how precious and incredible life is and enjoy every second. Bye, guys. Happy Sunday.